You guys got stick bugged. You, you got stick bugged, guys. You just got stick bugged. Oh, that was a joke. Don't worry. The stream started now. So yeah, in this live stream, I'm going to be talking about things and stuff to do with music, basically. So yeah. No, please stop leaving. Don't leave, please. That was a joke. But yeah, on the agenda for today is we're going to be talking about three of my songs. My Technoblade cover, which is a cover of Marble Ferret's song, my Dream versus the World song, and my Tommy Innit theme that I uploaded recently. Yes, really. So yeah, I'm gonna work in reverse order. So I don't know why I have my flipping Dream theme up. Don't have my Dream theme up because I'll be doing that second. Where is it? There it is. Found it eventually. But yeah, so I'm gonna start with Tommy Innit's theme, Tommy's theme, and like most of my songs, I tend to go through like iterations of like working on it. Like I start with like an initial version, and then I tend to make a second version and like expanding upon that. Unless I'm just lazy and do it all in one day and don't plan it at all. But basically, my first version of the Tommy Innit song isn't too different from the other one, other than there's a change in instrumentation. I was going to have some like guitars and drums in it to make it sound cooler. But then I realised that that wouldn't really fit Tommy as a character, so I decided against including some drums and bass. That I don't think that would have worked out very well. But I'll just play from the beginning and I'll just narrate over the top of it. So, intro's the same, nothing really too different with the intro. It's just all the same thing. This sort of same build-up. You get all this. It's just all the same. Nothing's too different. And then this is where it begins to get a bit different. You can hear the drums and the electric bass and the electric guitar underneath. And then it goes into this really weird, like, I was going to have more to this, of course. But this is what the original main melody was going to sound like, and I just didn't like that. I did not like that at all. Like, it doesn't sound Tommy Innit like. Like, this like, electric guitar and electric bass and, like, drums, it sounds too cool. I know, not doing him justice by saying, it sounds too cool. I don't really think that would have worked in the final song, so I was like, get rid of this from the instrumentation, and then in the second version, it was just basically that. Like, I got rid of that and I added the piano instead because I thought the piano would work a bit better, so I decided to include the piano. And again, the intro is just basically as it was. Of course, you get the piano's entry instead of the guitars and stuff because it just wouldn't have worked out. You have all this. This was initially shorter. What have I done? Jesus Christ. This was initially shorter. Like if I play from... I'll just play from here. So it's still on like the sort of first bit of the song here. It sort of just, continues on. Then it goes into this bit with the trumpets and the everything else. And then normally it would continue with that sort of smooth thing and do another like verse as such, but instead it jumps straight to this bit. So it sort of just misses out like a bit of 30 seconds of music, and I added that in just because it needed more like establishment of that main thing before it went on to this. And one thing I regret with this bit of the song is that it's not like this isn't established as much. Like this 12-bar stretch here, I feel like I could have done more without it. Maybe repeated like these 8 bars, this bit. I feel like it could have done with more like. It could have been defined more. Like it didn't like I didn't define it as much as I could have done in the final version. So if I were to remake the song, I would definitely make more of this phrase. And one thing I was going to mention this earlier, but there's one key thing that you can hear in all of my songs. Like in Technoblade's theme, in Dream's theme, and in Tommy's theme, I've hidden like a leitmotif as such in the songs. So if you can find those, then that's good. I'll give you a clue. Tommy's is near the beginning of the song. Dreams is near the end of the song. Techno's is in the middle. That's my hint. But yeah, the second version of the song is mainly just I continue to write it, and of course you have this like little bossa nova. I'd say bossa nova like bit in the piano. Don't know why I added that. I just felt right. I felt with this that like you have this like chaotic sort of like someone commented like Lancer-esque on the video. Like they said, "Oh, Tommy's the Lancer of SMP Dream SMP." I'm bad at pronouncing things. And I was like, yeah, you basically hit the nail on the head with this theme. This theme is like inspiration from Lancer's theme, a bit of Jevel's theme from Deltarune, and then Popple and Rookie from Superstar Saga. If you go and listen to that, like Popple and Rookie's theme from those games. This is what this is basically inspired by. And then if we just move on, they have this bossa nova bit. So that's like the chaotic bit. That's chaos. That's Tommy. And then you have this bit here, which is the bossa nova bit in the piano. And this is business Tommy, you know. He's gonna do business today. He's gonna get some business done. He's not messing around today. He's getting business done. And that's what does that. And then you have this like trickling in of the main melody coming back in with the xylophone. I added this xylophone, like this really fast xylophone bit, just because I thought like I felt the xylophone sums up Tommy as a character. I don't know how, but it feels like his instrument, you know. So I just had the xylophone going on all the way through. When do you get a theme that's 110% chaos? When you become a Minecraft YouTuber on Dream SMP, and then yeah, now this repeated bit. This is where it repeats back to the beginning, and I just use the main melody here. Give you a month, yeah, I'll give you about a month or so, and then yeah, this is just used to transition back to the beginning, and then in version 3 of the song, the only thing that's different is what I mentioned before. We have. It doesn't jump. It doesn't skip out like all of this, and it just pads it out more. But yeah, for Tommy's theme, there's not too much to it other than it's mainly just his two like on-screen sort of traits of chaotic, bloodthirsty, not really threatening. And then his business side, you know, he's like, oh yeah, let's do business. Let me do business with my goons. Oh, yes, Technoblade, yeah. That sort of thing. So you have all this. But yeah, that's Tommy's theme. Now I'm going to do Dream's theme, which, now, I would do the playback on Dream's theme, but there's one issue where I, like, reset Musical to factory settings a while ago, and I had to reorder all my sound fonts. And I've not put them back in the right order, so none of the sound fonts and none of the instruments in my earlier music is like lined up properly. So if I were to play Dream's theme now in MuseScore, it wouldn't sound right. Let me just go from this bar, and you'll just see. It doesn't sound right. It doesn't sound. It just sounds horrendous. Yeah. So I'm going to use the video as playback. So let's just jump to the video and just pause it for now. So with Dream's theme, I'll reference MuseScore for this. With Dream's theme, I had like a narrative going on. Because as opposed to Tommy's theme and Techno's theme, which were like battle themes with that character, I pictured this as more like, what is the typical like sort of layout and story of a Manhunt video? So I thought I'll match it to that. I watched a bunch of Manhunt videos while I was working on this, and I thought like, what's sort of the general emotions and stuff, and what are the significant moments in the Manhunt? And I sort of figured that you've got these two key like areas of the Manhunt. You've got the areas where there's a lot of action, and you know, Dream's either maneuvering around them or getting away from them or fighting back against them. Then you've got these areas where he's either gotten away or he's killed them, and he's gathering resources and they're gathering resources, and it's sort of like this downtime. And I tried to scale it with sort of how early in the Manhunt you are. So at the beginning of the Manhunt, of course, it's very sudden. I'll play the actual video for this. It's like very sudden. like the percussion just comes in out of nowhere. You know, that's just like Dream running. He's like, because he's got to run. He's got to get running first. So the percussion comes in out of nowhere, and it's all very polyphonic. And then you have the horns and the bassoons here. I'll go through the sheet music whilst I'm here. So this is this bit, and then it gets to this bit, and it sort of layers up as things sort of get more intense. You know, because they're all running. He's running from them, they're running to get to him, he's trying to get resources in this big, like, sort of scrap as such. So that's sort of building up, you know how it builds up. And then you get near to the centre of this section, which is in the trumpets, which is here, I'd say. I'll play this in the video. Let's see, where is it? Right here? Earlier. Yeah. So this is, like, reaching the climax of, like, the first bit of Manhunt, where he's still running and he's trying to get away from them and he's trying to navigate the terrain. And so that was mainly my inspiration, just like trying to write this as if I was writing it as a soundtrack to a Manhunt video. And then you start getting to the end of this phrase here. You can hear the percussion like getting a bit like that. You can hear that like bass drum and tom tom. I love that. Like that. I love it. Like that really hard slam. I love it. And then this bit I like how it's just a sudden drop, because it's sort of just like how he finally gets away from like Sapnap, Bad Boy Halo, and George and all that, and he just gets away. He either gets away from them by just running and juking them, or he gets away by killing them, or just putting a lot of distance between them or whatever. And it's sort of this sudden drop, and it's like all the tension just releases, and it's just this strings and stuff. And this is meant to be like the first meditative part of the video, of like the song, where it's like, you know, Dream can afford to stop and gather resources, and you know, so this is what this part of the song is meant to represent. So it's all ambiguous, but all a bit more relaxed. So just picture he's just gotten away, he's jumped into a ravine or something, he's like getting iron, I don't know, they're taunting him from like 1,000 blocks away or whatever, and he's just sort of trying to gather resources and stuff. And then near the end of this section, you can hear the horns come in and the orchestra begins to layer up again. Like he's building up towards another encounter. Either he's ready to fight them again or go to the nether or something. And then like the strings come back in, and you've got the flutes doing some high up stuff. So it's all sort of building back up to this next iteration of stuff. And although it's like a build up, you still have this very sudden jump back to the percussion in these 4 bars. Let me just try and jump to that. Here we go. And this indicates the second like shift in mood. He's gone from having this like first sort of like grace period where he's gotten away from them, and he's basically back on the run, either going to the nether or something. And then you get like the next sort of phrase, like the beginning, but it's different because as you can hear, you've got the percussion. Do be a fan of this build-up. Yeah, you've got like the percussion, like adding to the percussion. I don't know how I was able to add to it more. Anime Pro Tag vibes. But like, I added like a bass. I added choir. I added some synth, and I added like a more intense like drum kit line to accompany the percussion again. And this is meant to be like, it's the second wind of like being on the run and like fighting the hunters. That's the correct word. I got there eventually. And because it's more intense, either because he's got more gear, or they've got more gear, or they're more prepared, or it's just later on in like the game, and they're either in the nether. Picture this as either being in the nether, or Dream's just had his next big encounter with the manhunters. And this is meant to be this section of the song. And I deliberately decided to make it like longer, just because it's more intense. It's like this is like I picture this and like the first phrase of this being like sort of like dynamic music where it would fade in the further you get. I don't know. That's my little thing in it. If I could do that in a video, I would, but this is the closest I can get, so I like it. And this sort of continues. And yeah, I'll just skip ahead a bit to the end of this phrase. This is not my favourite bit in the piece, I think. I love it. It just makes me, it just like, I don't know, it might be just because it builds up to it. And then you get like the next drop down. Thank you for the subscription, Mochi Yoshi. This is like the second sort of meditative bit, and I decided to make this more like definite in the harmony and the just melody and stuff, just more like grounded, mainly because it's compared to the first like meditative part of every manhunt video, it's not as hectic. You're sort of more prepared. In most cases, it's more prepared. But you've still got like this underlying edge, which is what like you get near the end, where it transitions back into like the main theme, and eventually loops. But that's basically that. I've tried to structure it around this whole thing of the manhunt video, and then I sort of picture this like, oh, there's the meme, the ending of it to be like the final shot, the final like bow arrow fired at the Ender Dragon, and that's where it like stops. The timer ends, he gets the achievement, or he loses. And that's what I picture this ending being like. Just a sudden drop. I love it. Because that's basically how most of them end. It's either he suddenly dies, or he gets some pog flipping master plan or something. But yeah, that's basically it. I've tried to structure it like you'd watch a manhunt video. I mean, of course, it's not as long as a manhunt video, else I'd be working on this for months. But it's there. And then I like having this like percussion. Just looking at some things in the score, this percussion where it's like in these meditative bits where it sort of comes in out of nowhere and then it just stops, and it's sort of like that looming presence of like, you know, you're safe, but they could pounce on you at any moment. I like it. But yeah, and like I said, there's that same like motif in this song as there is in like Tommy's and Techno's, so be on the listen out for that if you go back and listen on the channel. And it is near the end of the song, or near the end of the song on the score, like back, we're talking like back here somewhere, yeah, back here somewhere, like you can hear it. It's very subtle in this one. In Techno's and Tommy's it's a lot more like in your face with this motif, but in this one it's a lot more subtle, so be on the listen out. You can tell by what it is by the chord progression and the notes used, the melody, or in this case the counter melody. But yeah, anyway, enough of my musical rambling. Let's move on to Techno's theme, which is the OG, the one that started it all, and also the most viewed thing on my channel. That's amazing. Technoblade. It was amazing to like flipping get 50,000 views on that. It was flipping insane. So thank you all for that. Anyone that did come from that or came from my Dream video or my Tommy video, thank you so much. It's great. And for people that have been here for longer, cheers for sticking around as well, yeah. It's great. Oh, one thing I need to mention as well is with Techno and Dream's theme, I didn't have as many sound fonts as I did now, so I had to like use this, what's it called now? I cannot remember the name of it, which isn't good. There's like GXSCC or something, which is like this 8-bit, I think it like program that like turns MIDI into 8-bit sounds, and like so I was using that for most of the like 8-bits like retro synthy sounds in this in this and Dreams theme, and then eventually I got proper sound fonts for it so I could do everything in MuseScore. But yeah, this is the first one, and so I'll be going through this. I'll probably be comparing a lot of it to Marble Ferret's version. I'm too lazy to actually get the version up, so I'll just talk about it. But yeah, the intro, there's this more like, it starts off and it's like sort of brooding in the lower strings. You know, you have that low note. I think it's like a low D or something, and then you have I think it's like a synth or another string instrument coming in, and it sort of all builds up from there. This I sort of just threw you straight into the deep end, and the D, I turned it from just a normal D to like a D power chord with a D and an A, and I can't play it back in MuseScore here because my sound fonts are all buggered up, so I'll just use the video. But you have this opening, which is based off of the same melody. I'll play it in this, and then I decided to extend it because it lingers on this sharp fourth of a D chord, because it builds up. The melody goes up with the bass. Flipping heck, I'm not remembering my terminology here, which isn't very organised, but yeah. But I decided to extend it Need to get to notice these themes. Yeah. I might just play them at the end of the stream. I will do that. I'll give everyone till the end of the stream to recognize them. If you go back and listen to them, and yeah, the motif in this one's in near the middle. So I'll give you a hint for this one. It's the motif that I use in all my songs, in all three of the songs. In this one, Technoblade, the motif is the only thing in this song that isn't originally from Marble Ferret's version. So that's the dead giveaway. So yeah, I extended this like opening by repeating the opening like melody in the synth part, but up an augmented fourth because the actual melody goes up to this G sharp here, which is like the augmented fourth, and I really like it. It's like that tritone step, and it adds to like the chaos of the song or something. So I'll play it for you. So this is the first note. There's the first melody. It jumps up. It jumps up again, and normally it'd linger on this G sharp, but it starts back again on the G sharp. And then you have this like arpeggios in the synth, which in the 8-bit synthy stuff, which I love. I love that arpeggio. It just makes it feel like it's all this chaos building up to like the main song itself. It feels like this is like the intro to the song, as opposed to the intro in the song. But yeah, and then you have the drums getting a bit crazier, and then it sort of just drops off. And I changed the key from the original here, because of course the original stays in D. But this one I went to C minor, because why not? Because I'm zany like that. And then this bass line is taken from the main melody of this bit, the bum 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 bum, bum that bit. That's like the main melody, because I think you hear it a bit later in the. You'll hear it later in the melody line in the electric guitar, but yeah, that's taken from the melody. And then this bit's just improvised based off of that, developed to that. And then I mirrored the same ascending chords as the opening here, because it's still sort of the opening phrase. And then instead of going on the augmented fourth, it lands on the fifth, which is more of like a resolution, I suppose. And that sort of just continues to build and build and build. And then you have like these synthy noises and all of it. And then it gets to the main melody. I'll just jump to the... So this is all still the build-up. You've got the drums doing the Megalovania thing. Now, a lot of people have been saying this is like Technoblade Megalovania, not just because of the stupid eye I put, not because of Technoblade Funny Undertale, but because of just like the general vibe. And I did take a lot of inspiration from Megalovania with this, and then a bit later on I took a lot of inspiration particularly from the... whatchamacallit? King K. Rool's theme from Donkey Kong Country, which I actually quoted it. Let me jump to the point where I quoted it. It's in the trumpets. Oops, too far. You'll hear it eventually. There we go. Okay, this is the bit. Yeah, I made a Tommy song. It was I uploaded it last Thursday. If you just check on the channel, you'll see it. But yeah, that I put it up a couple of days ago. Here's the direct quote from King K. Rool. You can hear it in the high trumpet. That's like a direct quote from Gangplank Galleon. And someone realised that, and I was like, "Ooh, you're onto me." But yeah, basically, most of the melody in this is just, I suppose, not quite note for note, Marble Ferret's theme. Like a lot of the guitar melody, and then I've just put my own stuff around it, like the arpeggios here, and then the chord progression's similar, except I changed it up near the end of this phrase. I actually just quoted this movement from Megalovania itself. I think it's more present here, where you have this movement from it's a B chord, a B minor chord over it, and then a C sharp minor chord, and then moving to an A flat major chord. Yeah, it's that sort of movement. I quoted from Megalovania, of course, put in the same key as this. And then what I think I tried doing here. No, I think in the in the original, I think you have this like smooth synth bit and the guitar like over like at the same time in the original, but I tried to incorporate that and mix it in with the different chords. So that was fun. You have perfect pitch. Work out the notes from my Bill Ferrett's version. Yeah, I mean, I only really realised I had something close to it at least. I wouldn't say like it's perfect pitch because like most of the time I'm a bit slow when it comes to like figuring out notes, but most of it was down to that. Yeah, picking out the notes from the original version, and then this bit here in the trumpets. But yeah, that's how I deciphered most of the pitch from it. It was probably I think I do have it. My teachers have mentioned it a lot when I went at college and uni, so it's probably down to that. But this bit here, the with the trumpets, I listened to the original because I think the original was in the piano originally. So I thought I'll change it. I'll add the trumpets, and I decided to specifically make it sound like Gangplank Galleon. Because why not? Because I love it. Because someone did a Gangplank Galleon and Megalovania mashup some time ago, and it was really, really good. So I thought, why not take a page from that and blend the style of Megalovania with like a melody that sounds like Gangplank Galleon, and I loved it. And then you have all this, and then you have this sudden drop, and going into this like smoother, rhythmically slower section. And I'll give you a hint for what the motif in all the songs is right now. This is one of the only bits in the song that isn't from the original. This smooth synthy bit. Let me just... This bit here. At least I don't think it is. It might be inspired by it. I think the chord progression might be inspired by that plus Megalovania, but other than that, I love the suspension. I love like 4/3 suspensions. It's so beautiful. It's such a nice like... It's like a hug. It's like someone's coming to you going, here, pal, here. Let me give you some love. I'm just giving you a hug. That's what it feels like to me. And then you have the build up, and then it goes back to the opening. You have this. I took the same drum fill from the end of like the intro, before it changes key and time signature or key and tempo, and I just put it in at this tempo, and it sounds equally as cool. And then it sort of goes on, and it builds up the same. The build-up's all the same, and then the melody changes a bit here because I wanted to put in this reference to Blitz, or this. It's like a very direct reference to Blitz that's in the original song, because why not? And it was fun. And then I decided, as a change, I would have this like slower like breakdown. I don't think it's quite like a breakdown, but it's like it's sort of the where the melody becomes more like sustained and elongated and like nicer in general. So I had that, and I just thought it needed it after like all that intense build up again and stuff. I just felt it needed a few more like chill sections, and of course it goes back into the trumpet bit. That's not. There we go. Back at the beginning, if I can find it. Here we go. But yeah. So basically, that's everything for all the songs. Technoblade, I tried to stay faithful to the original. I included my own spin on it. Donkey Kong Country, Gangplank Galleon, Megalovania, those were big inspirations for this. And then for Dream's theme, I tried to shape it all around the structure of a Manhunt video. And then for Tommy's theme, it was all about like just getting the personalities, really, like the on-screen sort of like personas and stuff. So yeah, that's basically that. I will like go through now and show you like where this motif appears in all these songs, because I quite like it, and it adds some continuity. I might turn that into the Dream SMP motif or something, because you know it appears in the 3 I've done so far. So we have this bit here, and it's sort of, I'll let the section finish, then I'll explain it. So listen to this now. That's the that's basically the motif, that burn, that sort of idea. And I repeat that in the Dream theme. If I scroll up again, Ignore all my folder names. They're all of unfinished things that I'll probably never do because I'm lazy. In here, I think it appears around... Okay, yeah, I'm right. So it's a lot more subtle in this. This section here, this sounds similar to it. The chord progression's the same, if you listen. And then eventually you hear it a bit more clearly in a bit. So that being in mind, listen to this bit now, listen to the... You can hear it in the lower strings and in the 8 bits retro-y sound. I don't know what wave that is. But yeah, you can hear it there, like, in the background, whilst you have the main melody being played by the violin. And then in Tommy's theme, it's probably the most prominent, because it's actually a part of the main melody. Tommy in it. I'll skip ahead. What am I doing here? I can just go into the musical file. What am I doing? I'm stupid. Why is it set to TF2? I didn't think it was set... Is it set to TF2 again? I always need to check. I don't know why. I always make sure to change it whenever I go on stream. Let me just check. Why is it doing that? That's annoying. I think I always do Stream Now Classic, and I always try changing it through that. Let me have a gander. No, I've got it set to music, the category. That's weird. I don't know why it's doing that. I always end up doing that for some reason. I really don't know why. I'll look into that. This is why I'm switching to Twitch soon, because YouTube's stressful. But yeah. Oh, that was my water hitting me in the face, and now my face is covered in water. Let me just get to this bit here. It's basically right here. You can hear it very clearly, and because it's in the same key, you can hear it a lot more clearly. I actually think it was in a different key. That's a lie. You can hear it very clearly there, and I think it's a similar chord progression as well. One thing I just noticed, across the 3 songs, I've slowly been lowering the key by a semitone. Just realised because Technoblade is in C, Dreams is in B, this one's in B flat. I've been slowly but surely lowering the key signature, and very soon we're gonna have songs in all 12 keys. Well, hey. But yeah, that's basically that motif. I'll try and sneak that into my other Minecraft YouTuber related songs. But basically, that's everything. That's everything I want to talk about with this. I was going to do a bit more after this, but I'm a bit tired. You know. I might just sit down and binge watch various TikTok compilations on YouTube for the rest of the evening. Thank you all for watching. I do hope you enjoyed this explanation of stuff. I hope that provided a bit more context for your listening experience. And thank you all for the support as well on my Techno Dream and Tommy songs. As it stands now, those are the songs that I've done the best on my channel, and Tommy's has done the best in the time frame it's been up for. So thank you all so much for that. The support I've gotten through those songs has contributed a lot to my channel and the growth of it as well. So thank you all very much for that. I'm very appreciative. I hope you all have a great weekend. And I shall have more sick bangers out shortly. I've got a few Minecraft related song ideas. I've got a few Minecraft videos, like stream highlights and recordings with my friends coming up. So yeah, look out for that. Look out for music and non-music content. And also, I don't know if you caught it from earlier, but I will be moving my live streams to Twitch shortly. So if you do !Twitch, or check in the about section of the channel, I think, or if you check in some of my video descriptions, you'll find a link to my Twitch there. So hopefully you'll follow me over to there for my live streams. I'll still be on here, of course, uploading, but my live streaming will be mostly moved to Twitch. And I'll sort of be beginning to make that transition over this next week or so. So thank you all for watching. I hope this provided insight. And yeah, as I said, enjoy your weekends. Bye-bye. That was a weird noise. We'll ignore that. That was